showall.php, under your day and month comment, please retrieve the date from the database. To format the date, we need to change it into a date object. We can do this using the datetime method, where we feed in the variable that's holding the value for our date. We can then apply our formatting, and the short version is we can access the number using J, the suffix using capital S, and the month as a word using capital F with a space in between. If you do happen to use a date as part of your database for your assessment, you should be aware that you have a lot of options for formatting, and in fact the PHP manual shows what those are. You could of course also ask ChatGPT for some help. I've added the date formatting code that we'll need into the useful code in the support files area. And what you'll want to do is copy that into your code underneath where we've formatted the date. You can then take your formatted date variable, scroll down to where we're outputting the date to the user, and echo out that formatted date. And if you reload your page, you'll notice that the date is now displaying in a much nicer format. Once you're happy with how your results are outputting, what we'll want to do is take the code that creates this output and set it up so that we can recycle it on all pages where we have results. To do this, go underneath your All Data heading, go to the start of the while loop, and we're wanting to select everything all the way to the end of the while. We're going to cut it, make a new file, open and close a PHP bracket in that new file, and paste the code in. We can then save that as results.php. Then we can go back into Show All, set up an include, and include that results.php code. And just like with our earlier includes, if you go back to your page and reload, it should survive that process and your Show All should work correctly. My next step is going to be to edit my sidebar. You might recall what we designed, and it's very different to what we currently have. I wanted to make the button quite quickly, and rather than looking up how to do it, I asked ChatGPT. Initially it suggested a JavaScript solution, but I told it I didn't want to use JavaScript. Then it suggested a form, and I said to it, I just want to format the link nicely. Finally, it gave me some CSS to try. So rather than creating the code myself, I'm going to copy the code that ChatGPT supplied, pop it into my CSS, go back and grab the HTML, which will allow me to apply that CSS, and in bannernav.php, under a subheading that says search, I'm going to paste in that button. Here's what it looks like, and it's definitely a starting point. If this was an assessment, the first thing I do would be to take a screenshot showing my initial testing, and then I would improve it and take subsequent screenshots showing the improvements. This video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to encourage you to create a Show All button and format it so that it looks exactly how you want it, and I'll show you my solution in the next video.